Hello, I'm Dr. Jim White, the creator of Stress Control. Over the next few minutes, I want to tell you more about stress control and offer some advice on how to get the best out of your course. So firstly, what is stress? Well, for most of us, it's made up of a range of problems. Anxiety, depression, panicky feelings, poor sleep, anger, poor self-confidence, low self-esteem, poor well-being. Let's look at how stress affects our thoughts, bodies, and actions. Firstly, thoughts and feelings. You might find yourself worrying about things you feel you shouldn't really be worrying about, or at least worrying about as much as you are doing. And no matter how you try, a lot of people find they just can't stop worrying. You may find yourself even worrying about worry. You probably have difficulties relaxing, feeling on edge for too long, poor concentration, easily confused, easily upset, generally feeling vulnerable. You may find stress brings out the worst in you. You may just feel you're at the end of your tether with this stress. You might find yourself under threat, feeling apprehensive, oversensitive. You might be brooding about the things you feel have gone wrong in your life. Maybe you feel you have little motivation, little get up and go. You might have lost interest in things, or even feel you're making a mess of your life, that you're failing, even if no one else thinks this about you. Your body is affected in so many ways by stress. You might find your heart racing, your breathing changing, your muscles tensing. You may be getting headaches, feeling sick, running to the toilet, changes to your appetite, maybe feeling dizzy or faint or lightheaded. You might feel drained of energy, feel like you're dragging yourself through the day. Your body tends to become so sensitive and reacts so quickly to even small amounts of stress. And your actions may have changed. So you may find yourself avoiding things or places out of a fear that you wouldn't be able to cope with them. You might be withdrawing as you feel life is getting too much for you. Maybe you're drinking more, taking more drugs, smoking more, using over-the-counter medication too much. Maybe you avoid talking to neighbours, avoid social situations, avoid making decisions. Maybe you can't sit at peace, you're always on the go. You tend to make more silly mistakes at work, or you take longer to do things. Maybe you let other people walk over you as you're less able to assert yourself. And maybe you find your temper getting the better of you with all of the problems that can cause. You may just be so irritable and you take that out on others. Sleep tends to be badly affected by stress. Maybe it's a problem getting over to sleep, waking up during the night, waking up early in the morning. Maybe you're sleeping too much, or just generally feel that you're never getting a good night's rest, and that therefore you're never recharging your batteries. You might feel panicky at certain times or in certain situations, and maybe avoid those situations because of that. Now, these might be full-blown panic attacks, where you will be filled with fear or terrified that something awful is about to happen to you. But commonly, you may just have panicky feelings a lot of the time. And of course, as you'd imagine, your self-confidence and self-esteem will take a real pounding due to this stress. It's no wonder so many people tell me they feel utterly demoralised due to stress. I think the one word that sums up stress so well is overwhelmed. I think we just feel overwhelmed by life or by certain bits of it when we're stressed. I've often wondered about why we talk about being overwhelmed and underwhelmed, but we don't talk about just being whelmed. So let's claim that word now and aim for it. Stress control is about feeling whelmed. Stress is absolutely horrible to live with. There's nothing strange or weird or unusual about stress. You simply have too much of a normal problem. Think of it like blood pressure. If you're alive, you've got blood pressure. If you're alive, you've got stress. And if your blood pressure gets too high, you should do something about it. If your stress gets too high, you should do something about it. And that's why I developed stress control. So who should take part in stress control? Anyone and everyone. So if you're having problems now, or maybe you're feeling okay now, but you want to prevent future problems, maybe you've needed help in the past and you want to use the course as a booster. Maybe if you're receiving individual therapy, and if your therapist agrees, you can use stress control alongside that individual therapy. We know from the large amount of published research on stress control that it works well for people right across the board. Those with mild problems, moderate problems, and even severe problems. And it works as well as individual therapy. And we also know that these benefits continue long after the course ends. Stress is part and parcel of all our lives. So, no matter who you are, if you feel you could benefit from learning some great skills to help you deal with stress now and in the future, then you're in the right place. If you feel stress is getting on top of you, stress control will hopefully be the answer. So, if your local service has suggested you take part in their stress control class, before deciding, why not learn more by watching some of these videos, reading the booklets you can find on our website, and if you feel it fits your needs, then come along and participate in a course hundreds of thousands of people right across the world have already taken part in. You can take a look at me delivering part of a Session 1 class to see exactly how your stress control class will work. We look forward to seeing you at a stress control class soon.